All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. This is our call for the 18th of July. This is the multi-region empowerment call for this Wednesday night. And I am Mayor Erminsky, and this is also for the regions of the Pfeiffer region and the Tomlinson region. And I'm just going to really quickly, we have two absolutely amazing people training with us tonight. And the first is Lainey Barkley. She is one of those she can do it all kind of women, and she has these two gorgeous little guys, and I know that she is going to tell us the rest of her story when she shares her story. So Lainey, go ahead and unmute and get started.
Okay, can you hear me? All right, I just got over my fear of unmuting myself, so it's already a win. So for those of you who I'm just meeting, my name is Lainey Barclay. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, an herbalist, and right now I'm working on my master's degree in applied clinical nutrition. So I have a private practice that I own with my husband, who's also an acupuncturist. And a few years back, we were participating in a health fair when we ran into one of his old patients who was there representing Arbonne. And honestly, we had been prospected by so many people because we own our own healthcare business that I was done with these pyramid things. I didn't want to hear like a single other word about it. But I really, I went and listened to what she had to say out of a personal obligation because she was a friend of our practice and had sent us 1 million people. So I went and kind of like lent her my ear and, agreed to sit down with her for a one-on-one, even though I had no intention of using the products, no intention of joining the business. I was just, showing a professional courtesy, really. I was terrified that she was going to ask me about the business, and sure enough, she did. So, here I am in this one-on-one that I really had no intention of being there. And what shocked me, what really genuinely took me by surprise was that not only was she talking about the products that were pure, safe, and beneficial, but also I was expecting to go into this interaction, and see the same smoke and mirrors I had seen 1 million times. But I was met with total transparency, both about the products, which are transparent. They do what they say they do, but Arbonne is what they say they are. And so I was presented just with information, and I left dumbfounded. Because I was expecting, I was expecting some tricks, right? I had literally been tricked into every one-on-one I had ever had. And so the experience, that aspect of it and seeing that the integrity of this company set it apart immediately from all of the other ones that I had seen kind of got my wheels turning. And I actually, emailed this woman back a day later, okay, the worst that can happen is that I'm going to get a discount. And it actually was a little while later after I started seeing results with my patients, who I do a lot of cosmetic acupuncture. So people love the skincare products. I work with people on weight loss. The 30 days was amazing for a lot of people that I had worked with. I really didn't plan on working the business still. Somebody had to literally say to me, I wish I knew of a pure, safe, and beneficial protein powder that I could use. And only then would I be okay, well, here, I happen to know about this one. But it was actually maybe a year later that I was listening to a training call, I think with Rita Davenport or whatever, and she talked about preparing for impact. And it was something kind of popped in my mind, and I realized here are me and my husband with just one income between us. We have a really successful, busy practice. We're running all the time, which is a blessing and a curse. But what if our clinic burned down? What if by some freak chance we both broke our right arm and could no longer perform acupuncture? It's a crazy world out there. So it was really the first time that I saw how the Arbonne business could benefit me and my family and my practice. and could benefit a lot of people around me, because I had never even thought about, like, it like never even crossed my mind that that we might need a second income someday. So I'm really excited that I said yes to Arbonne, even though I kind of like, you know, was dragging my feet the entire time. And I'm really excited for what it's going to do for my family and our practice.
Oh my gosh, lady, that was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love that you saw Arbonne for what it was, and you could see how it was so different from what you had seen before. And I'm always so excited when we have people like you and Dr. Sarah who come from this really educated place and they see Arbonne and they see such benefit, because I think it can be easy for us sometimes to take it for granted. So thank you for that. And I know we're going to be hearing more from you in the months to come as you continue to grow your business. And we are now going to hear from Kassy, and I know Kassy is on. And I'm going to let her introduce herself, but I had got the privilege of traveling with her in Las Vegas, and she is not only like Lainey, one of these do-it-all women, but she is kind and genuine and caring and just an absolute pleasure and just so uplifting to be with. So Kassy, go ahead and unmute yourself and take it away.
All right, can you hear me? Yes. All right. Hi, thank you for the introduction. I miss you already being in Canada, and I'm still in the States, but that's okay. So my name's Kassy Small, and I'm currently a district manager with Arbonne. I've been an independent consultant since last September, and I met my lovely sponsor, Celeste Phillips, through a work event last June. So like many of us, I fell in love with the pure, safe, and beneficial products that we have. And that's what not only attracted me to doing the 30 Days to Healthy Living program, but also to the business side of it. So I'm going to read off my notes because that's just how I operate. So I'm sorry. But I'm going to be talking about our book of the month. Each month we focus on a different book. And tonight I'm going to be speaking about The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. So Jess did a great job speaking about this book last week, and I'm going to pick up kind of where she left off. So I have to really be honest with you guys. When I got this book, I was like, because I fell in love with Girl Wash Your Face, because I'm convinced that Rachel Hollis and I are soul sisters. So I really wanted to train on her. So, however, once I started reading The Slight Edge, I'm like, oh no, I love this. This is awesome. So he might be my soul brother at this point. Who knows? So with that said, this book really focuses on consistency and perseverance, which is so much about working our business. We hear about it all the time. So in chapter 3, he speaks about choices and uses 2 stories to illustrate the power of consistency and perseverance. We hear all the time about being consistent in our business. It is really the key to our success. So the first story is there's a dying wealthy father and the choice he gives his 2 sons. The sons had to choose between $1 million up front or a single penny. That's 1 cent, just a single penny. So I'm going to just read what he wrote. So the father says, I offer you the same choice, this $1 million or a single penny. Whatever you choose, you must leave it in your purse under my butler's care for 1 full month to give you time to think about how you will use it. Whatever you do not take will be returned to you, or be returned to my estate, and then I'll leave it to charity. One more thing, he added. If you choose the $1 million, you may wish, if you wish, draw against it as credit with my bank in town. If you choose the penny, you can also draw against it. But every day you choose to leave the penny in the purse, untouched, my butler has instructions to double the contents of your purse for as long as it is under your care. So the father also gave his sons a book with a few stories. So one of his sons took the book and actually read it. In the book was a story of the water hyacinth. I may have totally trashed that name, and I'm sorry. In this story, a tiny plant dreams of reaching the other side of a pond, a very large feat. Good news for that small plant, crazy reproduction rate. So the plant continually doubled in expansion, and by day 30 had completely covered the entire pond, something that he had only dreamed of doing a month before. Again, consistency is key. So the second tale that the author talks about and that the son read is about two brother frogs. For all of you that know me, I'm like a sucker for animal stories, so I was like all about this one. So two brother frogs were trapped in a large milk pail with no exit in sight. One brother would not give up trying to escape. He was going to get out and continue his life. Yet the other brother sadly did not and passed away. Now the brother that persisted eventually was able to escape because the milk in the pail had become butter. His determination and consistency had worked. After reading these tales, the one son chose the penny option, and his brother chose the upfront cash. Ultimately, the son who chose the penny is far better off because the penny doubles each day, and he received several $1 million, where the other brother ended up being in debt. So if we think about these tales in relation to our own growth in our business, again, it all comes down to consistency and not allowing ourselves to give up. I know, sometimes it's really easier said than done. I know, personally, I know. It can be as simple as 10 minutes a day, reaching out to prospects, following up, sharing our vision and passion with others. Just 10 minutes a day, that's it. It's not magic, okay? So like the frog didn't survive because of some divine intervention frog god. He survived because he consistently paddled in a circle. The one son didn't become a millionaire overnight. He needed to be patient and consistent. We must keep going. The next thing is there. One more thing right around the corner, and then another thing. We just have to keep chasing it. We just have to keep doing and working our business. Okay, so honestly, we need to be like Dory from Finding Nemo, and we need to just keep swimming. Like, just keep swimming, okay? Just go. Just keep doing it. Now, Jeff Olson also talks about the power of time. So working our business takes time, and this is absolutely normal. Rome wasn't built in a day. I guess they all say that. I don't really know if it was or not, but I'm assuming it wasn't. So with that said, patient, definitely not one of my strengths. So thinking of things taking time is really aggravating for me to accept, but it's reality. And Olson states there is no instant life. Many of us are looking for instant results when it comes to growing our business. Me, I want instant. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense. We live in an instant gratification world. We really aren't made to have to wait for much these days. I wanted something the other day and I Instacarted it and it was there within an hour. So back in my day when I was in high school, a long time ago, if I needed to know about a topic, I had to go to the library and go to the card catalog. Some of you might not know what that is, and that's okay. And I had to dig through things to find the book and blah, 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 blah. So now I can say this because I work in a school. All the students need to do is Google it. They Google everything. And I Google things myself. It's instant. So this has been one of my difficulties in growing my business. I want it to happen right now, instantaneously. Like right now, don't want to wait. But life doesn't work like that. I need to work consistently. I need to work my business every day for it to grow. He also writes, consistency repeated daily actions plus time equals inconquerable results. Isn't this what we're always hearing from our RVPs and NVPs? I'm fairly certain not a single one of them got to where they are overnight. A person cannot simply pick up a guitar for the first time and instantly crush it. It takes time, persistence, practice, and patience. So there's a Time article. So I kind of this kind of spoke to me. And it's titled, How to Become an Expert at Anything According to the Experts. That highlights another aspect to strengthening time and commitment. And this just totally ties into Arbonne and who we are. The author states, find a mentor. Luke had Yoda. The Karate Kid had Mr. Miyagi. I'm pretty sure Kung Fu Panda had somebody, but I never saw that movie. You get the picture. The author writes, when I spoke to Anders Ericsson, the professor who did the research behind the 10,000 hour rule, he said mentors were vital. But you knew that already. So what does the research show about mentors that most people get wrong? Merely finding someone to help you that is already an expert doesn't cut it. In great mentorship relationships, the mentor doesn't just care about the thing that you're learning. They care about your life. They are with you for the long haul. They are willing to say no and to tell you what you're doing is wrong. Those kind of relationships yield outsized results in terms of future salaries and happiness. So you find a Yoda who's totally invested in your success. Awesome. Now you have to be dutiful, obedient student. A dutiful, obedient student, right? No, wrong. Just like in Arbonne, we are so fortunate to have mentors in our uplines. They genuinely care about us. And I, for one, feel this on a daily basis. I have found my tribe, and I know they are my biggest supporters and fans. And they put up with me when I'm kind of being a butthead. We all know it's true. Okay, so I'm talking way too fast, and I apologize because I don't think I'm going to take my time. But so what are some keys to success and to growing our business? Consistency, persistence, patience. Well, seems pretty easy, right? Well, on paper. In real life, it's freaking hard. So what is holding you back from growing your business? Okay, so now that I'm posing this question to you, I figured I should probably turn the tables and ask myself the same thing. And I have realized for me, it is fear of rejection. I am so afraid of sharing Arbonne with people and being shot down. But there's something deeper than that. For those of you who know me, I can walk in a room and I can like flow around like I'm the hostess with the mostess and talk to anybody if I've met you or not. I'm super extroverted. I don't really know many other people that are like so crazy. But for some reason, when it comes to bringing Arbonne into a conversation with someone, I don't know, like I just get like I'm afraid they won't see me as a person, but rather than somebody who's trying to, push something on them, as we talk about. And we all have had experience with pyramids. We get it. We just heard from Lainey about it. I'm afraid that they won't think or feel that I'm genuine and candid, authentic, and just see me as somebody that's just trying to sell something to them. So in recognizing my strength to connect with people, and by recognizing an area that acts like my kryptonite, I have a target, a goal, an area of improvement to be the Supergirl I know that I can be. So I've rambled and really too fast, and I'm sorry. But thank you so much for listening to me. It has meant a great deal for me to go through this and to train for the first time. And I love you all, and thank you for being my tribe.
Kassy, that was amazing. That was really, really good. You did not talk too fast. You did not ramble. It was super coherent and well put together. And you took that book and you personalized it. You tailored it for Arbonne. And that was great. And I love that you were so transparent. And I think that it's all good for us to know that when we prospect, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody who seems really confident and seems really comfortable, that doesn't mean that they're really comfortable talking about Arbonne, or that they're, that there's so many pieces to that. And so I love that you shared that with us and that you were willing to be just so open about that, because it's easy to look at you and say like, she's got it all together. And, but you're amazing. And that was fabulous. I love that book. I love all of those principles. I love the story. And I love that when we hear that from other places, that kind of, it's great actually, because what Lainey shared and what you shared tonight so went to go together, which is that Arbonne just has it right. Mm-hmm. And so you read other books and you read other experts and you're like, we already have that in place in Arbonne. So I'm going to stop talking because I know other people are going to want to talk or share stories, share if there's parts of what Kassy shared tonight that are true for your journey, or if you had any aha moments. We would love for you to unmute and share with us.
Kassy, hey honey, your vulnerability is your superpower. That was amazing. I loved it. I'm like, yep, that's me. Yep, that's me. So that is so attractive in business, because like, I look at Marie all the time and I'm like, oh man, this girl's like the Armand Barbie. She says everything right, does everything right. And then it's like, wait a minute, hold on. Let's like strip this back and look at these as real people. And then that's why our RVPs, their businesses are so good because they're so real. And then it attracts other real humans, right? So I love that part of you. Keep sharing exactly how you did. And I'm so excited to see what the rest of your year looks like. Keep sharing your heart, girl. That was awesome.
Hey, Carly, I just wanted to jump on too because I, just like Stephanie, your vulnerability and your way to connect with people is your superpower. And the fact that you identified something that we all, sorry, I'm driving, but I'm not breaking the law, that you found your vulnerability, but you also tapped into your strength. And you're going to continue to focus on all of that. And that's an inspiration to all of us. And yeah, we found our tribe and we put up with you and just love on you. Great job. I am so proud of you getting out your comfort zone and wow, learn tons tonight. Love you.
Hey, Kassy, I just wanted to say amazing job. It's funny, as you were training, I was like, I remember the last time this girl trained and she killed it. You are really, really good at this. So get your booty in gear so you can do more of this for us because you're really good. Your honesty, your vulnerability is what attracts people to us. Is when we're vulnerable and real, people open up. And so you have a gift in that. I'm just going to speak to, as an old lady, as a grandma here, who's almost on my 5th year of this rodeo, to patience, to sticking to it. I think that what you said was so spot on about how we live in this Instacart, Amazon Prime. Everything is so quick and easy. And unfortunately, we also live in a world where people's Arbonne stories are plastered to us and they often look quick and easy. But I think that being, yes, persistent and being patient is the key to this. For real, because you're going to have those dips, you're going to have those moments where you question yourself, but you don't ever want to quit before payday. So I think, just acknowledge your vulnerabilities, take the things that are your weaknesses and realize they're actually your greatest attribute. They're your biggest strength. They're what's going to connect you, and don't give up. Don't quit before payday. I mean, it's it. And I think that's just, you killed it. So proud of you, girlie. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. Kassy, I am going to stop the recording in a minute, but I'm going to leave it, the call open because I really want to make sure that you go through and read all of the fabulous comments, and the same for Lainey. I know there was 1 or 2 there. Just to make sure you're clear that right now we're going to stay on Zoom. We're going to change numbers and we're going to go over to 769-105-8763. I'm just going to stop the recording here.